Hey, how's everyone doing out there? Been a little while since I've done one of these, so hello, welcome all you newcomers, all the old followers. What's up? Brandon, Scourge of Vinyl. Got a little cup of British Steel here, black with sugar. Got some new stuff I want to talk about, some reissues. Let's get into it. Let me take a sip here. So, normally, along with my best of the year-end videos, in the past I've done best EPs and demos and whatnot. I didn't do that this time around, but I do want to talk about my favorite two demos from the year 2019. The first being Mephitic Corpse. This is Immense Thickening Vomit. Their first demo, put out by Headsplit Records. It's 3 tracks, pretty brief, grinding death metal. Extremely, extremely promising stuff from these young kids from California. To pack in what they packed into these 3 songs, unpleasant throbbing sensation, fuming mutation, drinking liquid rot. From those titles, from the band name, from the demo title, Immense Thickening Vomit, you should know what you're in for. Disgusting, brutal, death metal mixed with grindcore. Outstanding stuff. Very promising. I cannot wait to see what these kids do next. My absolute favorite demo from last year, this is Ulcerat with Nekuratu. Don't really know if that's the correct pronunciation or not. Don't really care. Put out by Extremely Rotten Productions. This has members of Pissgrave and Undergang, and it is 2 tracks of just utter madness. Imagine if you combined Pissgrave and Undergang, what that would sound like. This. I really, really wish that this was more than just 2 tracks because it comes and goes in a hurry, but it makes for a lot of repeat listens because I just cannot get enough of it. This one is constantly by my tape player, constantly listening to it, and it's just absolutely amazing. Ulcerats. Okay, now I want to talk about Undeath from Rochester, New York. Relatively new band. They have 2 demos out. Demo 2019, seen here. And then their latest one, Sentient Autolysis. Both put out by Severed Records in Rochester. There's also a CD that combines both demos. Nice little demo compilation. But Undeath. This band is so sick. Especially Sentient Autolysis. I mean, the first demo is great, but this one, for me, is just absolutely amazing. Enhancing the Dead, the first track. I could listen to that over and over and over again. The riffs are super strong. This one, I'm pretty sure they recorded in their practice space. They probably did the same thing with this one. So you get that nice demo, raw quality, but still with, a hint of production just to keep it fresh. But definitely you're getting some raw, stinking, filthy death metal with Undeath from Rochester. Check out both the demos if you have not yet. Band fucking rules. Okay, now we get into a 2020 release. Still early in the year, has yet to pick up steam. So the 2020 releases that I've heard so far are few and far between. But the first one to catch my speakers on fire, Midnight. Rebirth by Blasphemy. Their Metal Blade Records debut, and it is outstanding. Better than Sweet Death and Ecstasy, their last one. Probably on par with No Mercy for Mayhem, but nothing's gonna ever touch Satanic Royalty. The title track, fucking Speed and Darkness. I mean, not the title track, the first track. Into the title track, Rebirth by Blasphemy, very nice. Warning from the Reaper, Raw Attack, The Sounds of Hell, You Can Drag Me Through Fire are some highlights for me. Really great record, and they haven't changed up the formula at all. It's still all lyrics and music by Athenar. Nice Oxblood version of this vinyl with the lovely original Metal Blade logo there on the center label. Yeah, I mean, this is Midnight. They're never going to change their sounds. You know, as far as I'm concerned, Metal Blade is a major label as far as metal goes, especially for, you know, a band, an underground band like Midnight. But, yeah. So far, my odds-on favorite 2020 release, but we're only in February, so long ways to go. Here we have a reissue. This is I Shall Become with Wanderings, the first album from this US black metal project. Licensed from Moribund, put out by Bestial Rape Records. Craig Legace, who some of you might know here on YouTube. He doesn't make videos anymore, but this is his label. He put it out. It was distributed by Appalachian Noise. I believe 400 copies, and all were on this lovely white vinyl. I believe at the time of this video there are still copies available, like I said, from Appalachian Noise. So if you're interested, go check it out. It's pretty raw, US black metal. The atmosphere created on this album. I know atmosphere is a term that is used a lot when describing black metal, overused, in fact. But it is an adjective that fits what is on here. It's very simple. The guitar work is stripped down, bare. Really, this is black metal the way that black metal was always meant to be. The absolute bare minimum when it comes to music, and it's just creating that atmosphere and those eerie, dark, ominous vibes. And this album does that so well. I Shall Become, Wanderings. Check that one out. Here we have a reissue from Hammerheart Records for Vile, Stench of the Deceased. California, brutal death metal band. I'll go ahead and throw the brutal tag on there, but I mean, if you like the early Cannibal Corpse stuff, if you like Broken Hope, stuff like that, you're gonna like Vile. And I'm so glad that this finally got a vinyl reissue. This album is absolutely fucking sick. Definitely overlooked as far as like the US death metal stuff goes. It's a nice dark green black marble. I'm a sucker for death metal. You all know that if you've been watching this channel, and this was right up my alley. Any band that's gonna take their name from a Cannibal Corpse album obviously is gonna catch my interest. Great album. Love that this one's finally reissued. Vile, Stench of the Deceased. Alrighty, and we come to the final offering of this video. So I was contacted by Phantom Slaughter from the band Worm. Florida band, combines black and death metal. They put out their new album through Iron Bonehead, and Phantom Slaughter contacted me, said he was a fan of the channel, asked if I was interested in receiving their new album. And I said, yeah, absolutely. I had heard of Worm. I had heard of them through their first album, Evocation of the Black Marsh, which I actually found out about through Pat over at Ground Zero Salem, who was also a friend of Worm. And not only did he send me the new one, he sent me their first one, which which I'm glad to have now because I really enjoyed this when I listened to it. So he sent me the first album, 2 copies of the new one, and 2 copies of the tape version. So incredibly generous package. I was really only expecting to receive the 1 album, which would have been really generous as it is, but thank you, Phantom Slaughter, for going above and beyond. True supporters of the underground, that mutual respect and admiration is kind of a main factor in why I make these videos. It's a main factor in keeping this alive, this underground scene, because it's by far, in a way, it'll never be mainstream. So we depend on these personal relationships and getting in contact and supporting people that are in the underground, because without that support, this all goes away. This doesn't exist. So that's why I make these videos. Just another reason why. But let's talk about the music here on the new Worm album entitled Gloom Lord. Like I said before, it's a kind of a mixture between black and death metal, and I was honestly blown away the first time I listened to this. Really, really, really good. I love the guitar tone. It just screams early 90s. The 3rd track here, Apparitions of Gloom, blew my fucking mind. I felt like a cartoon where just like my eyes were popping out of my skull and there was steam coming out of my ears. And some of those riffs when they kick in, and there's a guitar solo towards the end of the song. I really, really like guitar solos in, black metal, because it's usually when you get guitar solos, they're kind of sloppy. I mean, like when you think about, for instance, Mayhem, Freezing Moon, like that guitar solo, it's kind of doodly, but it fits. But like this, obviously, a trained musician, because the guitar solo on here is ridiculous. Worm, Gloom Lord, thank you again to Phantom Slaughter for sending me this and the rest of your work. Check this one out, Iron Bonehead 2020. That's all I got for this video. Thank you all for sticking with me all this time, even as videos become scarce, which they will continue to do so. I have no plans on increasing my workload when it comes to these videos. There's other aspects of my life that are thriving that I want to focus more on, and I'm not going to apologize for that, because life is good right now, and these videos have taken a back seat. So I hope you all can understand, but I am going to continue to make videos when I have the time, the motivation. But as always, thanks for commenting, liking, subscribing, all that cool stuff. And until the next time, take care.